Robotaxi is going to be widespread by the end of the year. Elon, what are you talking about? Oh, FSD kind of moves over behind that. Zucchini fries. Now, it's not knocking down the door, but... Everyone, welcome back into the channel, AutopilotEats here. Y'all, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate y'all, as always. Everyone, we got our next destination up here in terms of where we're going. So I'm ready. Tron 2.0 is ready. I hope you all are ready too. Man, let's do this thing. Well, I'm in the parking lot, so let me pull out of here, and then we'll begin. All right, so we're out the parking lot, and now we got to make the right turn right here, right behind this black car. And let's see here. FSD doesn't hit the curb there, which is nice. Everyone, if you're seeing this right now, it is a little bit of a drizzle here during this like weird, odd weather pattern that we're going on. Literally just the other day, it was literally 95 out, and now we got 55 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's a little drizzle out here. And supposedly it's supposed to be raining all weekend. Dang. But, y'all, this is a place we got to get to today. We got to go to this place known as Doe, and it's in Fairfield, New Jersey. So this drive is going to be a little bit out the way. I would say we got about 34 minutes, 20 miles to get there, and it is going to be up there north for certainly. But y'all, so we got to talk about why I chose this place, and then we got to get into some Tesla news and so on. So let's start here first about why I chose this place. For some strange reason, y'all, I don't know what it is, but lately I feel like I've been doing a lot of pizza videos, and I'm not really sure if it's because of the fact that I'm into pizza right now. That's like been my mood, or like I've been just getting invitations to pizza places. This one actually is an invitation. I'm actually just going to this place. But I don't know why this time around I'm going to another pizza spot, but it has been on my list of places to get to for some strange reason. And it's probably because of the fact that it's on the way to another place that I gotta go to as well, which I think is about 10 minutes away. So that's probably why I'm going up there. So I'm like, okay, what's on the way there? And I think this one was the closest thing. The other reason why I'm going there, not because of the pizza, but also because everyone, they got some zucchini chips, and they serve these zucchini chips with a particular type of spread that they say is actually pretty good that they make in-house. So when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, that's the spot I gotta go to, because I've seen zucchini fries, but I haven't seen zucchini chips yet. So I was like, okay, that's an interesting item there. Let me do that and see how the pizza is, even though I'm not really going for the pizza. I'm going for the zucchini chips, but the pizza is just like the add-on. So that's why I'm going. So what do they serve? So they do, everyone, a little bit something different here. Wood-fired pizza, which happens to also be sourdough. If you've been following me on the channel, y'all know I enjoy and probably love some sourdough, which I probably shouldn't eat, even though it's good for your gut there. Now we got to make the Parkway North entrance here, and then we're getting onto the Parkway here, and then we do have to get into the left lane here in this rain. So far, everyone, on the drive, there hasn't been where FSD is almost like, hey, FSD may be degraded because of the poor weather conditions. It hasn't popped up just yet. I don't think it's because of hardware 4, but let's see. Now we gotta make our way to 145 to where we get on to 280 here. And y'all see it, everyone across the screen. Look at the red over there. Smooth, very smooth that they did that update there to update when you got your blinker on and you're in someone is in your blind spot. It'll pop up there. But also when you're parked as well, it'll pop up the red too as well if a car comes by on your left or your right. Again, really smooth. All right. Now going back to sourdough. For some strange reason, y'all, I think sourdough is on the up and coming for some strange reason. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I've been seeing a lot of sourdough pizzas, which I haven't seen in the past lately. But now people are making sourdough pizza, which definitely is a specialty, I would say. And I think when it's sourdough, it has the price has to go up just a touch there because of how different the bread process is. And it's interesting, y'all, because I was reading online about dough, And one of the things that they mentioned here, they're like, our sourdough is naturally leavened with our unique house cultivated culture, developing a signature flavor through a careful fermentation process that balances time and temperature. And so they dedicate a lot of their products, everyone, to things that are fresh and also raised humanely. So I don't mind that. I actually like that because a lot of people are actually looking for that more so now compared to in the past. So it's good. I like it. Now, they don't just do the zucchini chips and then they don't just do the pizza, but they also do some pasta, some salads, and then some main dishes. But I'm just going there for those two items and those two items alone. Now, I've checked on Google. Now, this place has got a 4.5, 768 people that reviewed this place, which means it's kind of floating under the weather here because a lot of people haven't really talked about this place, which I find to be interesting, especially wood-fired. I've been to other places that do pizza, but I don't think I've yet to see a place that does wood-fired. Now, I do remember a place, everyone, that did do wood-fired in Elizabeth, but that place shut down. So far on this channel, I think this is the only wood-fired pizza spot, if I'm not mistaken, that I've been to or am going to go to. All right, y'all, so we got to make our way now to 280 here and getting off at this exit at 145 here. And y'all, I don't know if some of you are familiar with this area, but this over here, it is very messy. Now we got to make the right turn here. Now we got a van here on the right here. FSD does push it there. And then we got to make another right here. Turn signal on. Got the car on the red there. And now we got to move over here and make the shift here to make the right. Now we got the car, black car there on the side here. Now we got the white car here. FSD's probably going to punch it behind this little taxi here, which it does. Oh my goodness. I thought, everyone, I'm not going to front with you. I thought I was going to have to take over right there. But thank goodness I didn't have to do that because, oh my goodness. Okay, now we're getting off to the 140X. Everyone, so we got 22 minutes here. We got to talk about here some Tesla news. First thing is first here. Tesla recently released the Tesla remote meter. So this creates a dynamic power management for the wall connector. So those of you who've had the wall connector similar to me here, instead of the car kind of pulling everyone a constant high power, especially if you're running on like a 150 amp house or a 100 amp house here, this kind of meter here is actually going to be able to, in real time, monitor how much electricity is being used in their entire house. So if you're running multiple appliances at one time and you only got a 100 amp panel, it's probably not the best. So it's going to monitor how much electricity is being used in the house, and then it'll kind of adjust the temperature in terms of the amperage here for the wall connector, which I think is really, really, really nicely here done. And I think there's, of course, other ways that you can bypass that, y'all, instead and being like, oh, I'll just put my wall connector to like 16 amps or 20 amps or whatever. But this will do it automatically on your behalf. I think that is smooth. Now, I don't know, everyone, how much it costs, but once I find out, I'll put it up here on the screen here. But I think this is nice. I think this is a smart move from Tesla, knowing, everyone, that a lot of people, the ability to get the 200 amp panel can be a little bit more expensive and pricey. So if they can find some alternative here where people can install the wall connector with the 100 amp, even though it's probably not the best, not an electrician, everyone, will confirm that they will want to do that. But I've seen it done. Probably not the best thing to do because it's pulling at 48 amps there. But it's one of those things, if it is needed to do that on a 100 amp panel, that you can do that with, if they're installing this kind of meter here. So I like it. I like it. And I think that's a smart move by Tesla because, again, a lot of people, unless it's a new house or someone recently updated their electrical panel, they may not have the 200 amps here, which is great for most now modern, newly built homes. Other Tesla news, some Cybertrucks, everyone, are unable to charge at level 2. Now, I find this to be an interesting one. So, what they notice, everyone, is that some Tesla noticed that some Cybertrucks, PCS, so power conversion systems, are not assisting with changing or converting the alternate power to AC for the cars to charge, particularly on some similar Cybertrucks. So now what Tesla is doing here, they're actually providing free supercharging for any Cybertruck that has been impacted by this. Now, I don't know how much the percentages of Cybertrucks it is, everyone, but Tesla, I'm thankful that they're doing this in advance compared to doing it in a reactive sort of way. So I'm glad that they're monitoring this, because you can't have that where your Cybertruck, the convenience of charging at home, and now all of a sudden you can't charge at home because the thing ain't working in the car that's supposed to be converting this thing to power to charge the high voltage battery pack. Yeah, that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Tesla, everyone, has also launched FSD in a new market, and this actually makes the second European Union to actually approve FSD for public roads, and this is in Lithuania. So FSD, everyone, is slowly starting to expand globally to other markets here, which is going to happen. That's how Tesla wants it to be. And so I'm glad that other markets are opening this thing up. And now Tesla is gaining more and more data here to be able to use this in FSD. So that's pretty cool. My next topic, y'all, is kind of interesting. And I think that Tesla has been not Tesla, but the federal government has been talking about this for a very long time. But y'all, it's back up here where it looks like a bill has been introduced here called the Build America 250 Act, where they're going to introduce, everyone. And I don't know if this is going to be for certain, but it is bipartisan bill here. So both parties do agree here, where they're going to introduce a federal EV tax that's going to cost $130 annually for all electric vehicles and $35 for some plug-in hybrids annually too as well. So this is similar to the gas tax. And so with EVs or PHEVs don't have a gas tax, so they're like, okay, so how can we tax people? And so they're going to do this. They're introducing this bill, everyone. And I think most likely it's going to get passed, because we've been hearing about this for quite some time, and it only makes sense. The only downside is once you put everything together, it does look like this is going to be a touch higher than if you were using a gas car. But at the end of the day, I have no problem with it. I mean, it makes sense. It does suck though at the same time, because that's another cough of money that we got to put up there. Yeah, I'm going to bump this down here to standard here. I know FSD is able to navigate this thing, but I want to be a little bit more cautionary, because I still don't see on the screen here about the road conditions, which it always pops up. So I'm surprised right now it's not doing it. Now we're getting off here, everyone, at exit 5B here, and we're about a little bit more away here from our destination. So let's see here how FSD navigates this kind of winding turn. Okay, so that's good. So it puts us directly right in the center, which is great. The pace is, now it pops up there that it may be degraded. That's so interesting how it didn't do it before, but now it pops up there. Okay. The light is out in Fairfield. You can't make it up. Making a left turn here. And again, FSD is just very, very, very smooth here. The other last thing we got to talk about here, everyone, is the Robotaxis. So before we pop in that, let's see how we make this right turn here, where this car is also making a right turn. FSD does that one really, really nicely. So Elon, everyone, was at a virtual appearance at the Samsung International Smart Mobility Summit in Tel Aviv. And so he's making a virtual appearance. And he mentioned this particular statement, everyone, about autonomy. Now, we got a car up here that has no kind of hazards on, and FSD just rolls right around it. I don't understand, y'all. I don't understand that when a car is parked, why don't you just put the hazards on? You know, we're not supposed to have parked right there. Why not just put the hazards on so people know if you're parked or you're not parked? Are you just waiting on someone? Like, let us know that. That would be amazing. That would be great. So he mentioned that robotaxis will be widespread, everyone. Check this out. Widespread by the end of this year. I don't know what he is talking about. And the other baloney statement that he said, everyone, is that AI will drive about 90% of miles in the next 10 years. Everyone, I don't know if this is probably the most random statement ever that he's made, or probably the most outlandish statement that he's ever made, because he's made some outlandish stuff here. And I don't know if this tops it, but it's still kind of crazy, because how can you say by the end of the year, we're already in May right now, about to pop into June, talking about robotaxis is going to be widespread by the end of the year? How is that even possible when they're only in 3 or 4 states right now? What is he talking about? Elon, what are you talking about? I don't understand that. Like, widespread to me, y'all, means like it's going to be widespread in every sort of state by the end of the year, or it's going to be in various parts across the state, across the country throughout. So maybe that's like 25 states, but we're only in 3 or 4. What are you talking about? Like, that's the things that's kind of gets me a little bit with Elon. It's just like, Elon, you don't have to put so much information out there, and now people have to question if you're actually true or if you're fooling us a little bit here. Oh, FSD kind of moves over behind that. I don't know why I need to do that. That's kind of an interesting one. But I'm like, yeah, I don't think we need to do it. Now, the other thing about the 90% AI driving 90% of the miles in 10 years, that's pretty plausible. I could probably see that in the next decade. I could probably see that. I mean, FSD is doing a lot of heavy lifting right now with driving behind on the highways and then also city streets. So I can see that being 90%. Now, in terms of people not driving their cars and AI doing the most of the heavy lifting, no, I don't think that's going to happen, not in the next 10 years, because I don't think people are ready for AI to drive their cars for them, because they still want to drive and have the ability to drive their own cars. So I don't know about that statement, but if he was saying that AI is going to drive a good chunk of cars, I'd be like, okay, maybe in the next 10 years, but I don't know. We'll see. And speaking, y'all, of the Robotaxi, Tesla actually did an independent study, and they mentioned that the Robotaxi, y'all, all right, not the Model Ys that we have on the roads right now, but the Cybercab that is literally going to be coming out at some point, all right, that's now kind of being tested in some areas here, that's the most efficient EV ever built, because the consumption rating is only 165 watt hours per mile, which makes it 40%, literally everyone, 40% more efficient than the standard Model 3. Man, oh man, is that an efficient car if it's 40% more efficient than the standard Model 3. And y'all, I think it's right. I think they're right. I think they probably are right. And you know why? Oh, we gotta wait. Real quick, y'all. Gas prices, I gotta say, are insane right now. It's $4.79 for regular. Dang. Not $4.79. Don't do us like that. Oh, but that's not me though. Let me stop playing. Let me stop playing with y'all. Oh, but this over here one is $4.69 for cash though. But dang. Still dang though. It's still high. Let me stop playing. So yeah, y'all, it's 40% more efficient than the standard Model 3, which estimates to be about 300 miles. And everyone, 300 miles is real world, not EPA. Over 300 miles that the Robotaxi, the Cybercab, is able to get on one single charge. But it makes sense because they remove literally everything from that car. Like there's no steering wheel. There's no pedals. Like even the center console is kind of removed. And the seats aren't, I don't know if the seats are comfortable here, but the seats are a little bit different. So once you remove kind of all the stuff that's heavy, and it's only a two-seater, right? There's really no seats that you can put people in the back. Even though I wish Tesla will change that, which they probably will change it at some point, because you want to have at least 4 people in the car. At least 4 adults in the car will be nice. But yeah, they remove everything for that thing. So it makes sense that it's got to be pretty impressive because it's light on the knees. It's light on the wheels. So yeah, y'all, it's been interesting stuff that's happening in the Tesla realm. And y'all, let me know your thoughts about which one was interested to you. Let me know down in the comments here. What do you think about the recent Tesla news that we got? Talked about the Cybercab, the Tesla remote meter, the FSD being launched in a new market, the Robotaxis, and how the Cybercab is so super efficient. Like, let me know, everyone, like, what do you think about the news? Like, it's been a good drive here, y'all. There has been no disengagements. There's been no accelerated pushes. And it's been pretty smooth here out in the rain. Now, I want to say, like, hardware 4, like, I think it's been a bit better for me in the rain compared to my hardware 3. So I have no problem with it. I feel very, very comfortable right now, except when I had to push it down back to standard compared to hurry, because I'm like, whoa, okay, this car is going a little bit too fast for me in hurry mode right now. So I had to push that down to standard on the highway. But other than that, no close calls. FSD's been doing its thing, and I've been letting it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. 1, this place is far, and then 2, why does it feel like this place is just out in the middle of nowhere? Because I don't really see no place. Oh wow, this place is right there on the right. Check this place out, y'all. Literally dough, and it's got like the fire next to it. Okay, this is smooth here. Now we gotta make the, okay. Oh, it ain't nobody in this spot. There's nobody in the spot, y'all. Y'all, so let me find a park, y'all. And I'll see y'all soon when I get out of this place. Everyone, welcome back into the channel. AutopilotEats here. Y'all, I told y'all I was gonna do something different with my full-length videos. And here's my first look, y'all. My first impressions, my first eating. Usually I would do my shorts with it, but now I'm like, yo, y'all deserve a little bit more than what I've been giving y'all. I got the zucchini fries. Tell me right now in the comments, have you seen zucchini fries like that? And they're not technically zucchini fries, they're zucchini chips. I don't think I have, and maybe it's just me, but you let me know. But man, does this look like it's got some salt on there with nice crunch to it. Now let's taste this without that little sauce that they got there. The salt does kind of add a little bit some sort of flavor to it, I would say. But the zucchini itself tastes similar to like zucchini, but it's very thinly sliced there, like a chip. I would say, y'all, the breading on it doesn't really taste like nothing. Now, this sauce here, it's a house-made sauce, everyone. They don't say what they put in it. Let's see if we can get it. It smells great. Look at that right there. Okay, now we're talking. Now, this right here, this sauce, everyone, is literally like Outback Steakhouse, the bloomin' onion sauce. So it's almost like a Chipotle mayo with some onions in there, I think. Some sort of green kind of spice or something. Or like the Big Macs sauce. But this right here ain't that bad, actually. Now, it's not knocking down the door, but this is all right. I think if you like the zucchini chips, you'll like this. Now, let's move on now, everyone, to the buffalo. It's kind of like a buffalo pizza. Everyone, I gotta say, it's not hot because when it's wood fired, for some reason, it's not gonna be hot. They didn't have it on something, which I would have liked. So it's definitely like kind of similar to like a room temp type of thing. But we'll see. It does look good, especially with the crust there, that little brown crust. You would definitely taste the blue cheese in this. The chicken, I wouldn't say the chicken is seasoned, I don't think. No, I don't think it is. I think the buffalo sauce adds to the flavor of this. I do like the blue cheese in this though. I think it's solid. I don't think, everyone, it's like out the gym, but you're not gonna be mad if you eat this pizza. I don't think you are. Now let's try the crust here, see if that's good. It's very light, and the crust is a tad bit chewy, but it's also kind of airy at the same time. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not wowing me, but it's solid, I would say. Everyone, I'll put my critique up here. I think this buffalo chicken pizza here is probably about an 8, maybe a 7.5, I'm thinking. The chips there, probably about an 8, I would say too as well. I wouldn't be mad if I give it an 8 for both. If I change everyone, you'll see it up there. But it's not bad. It's not a bad spot. That's bad. Nice decor in there, I gotta say that too as well. Nice grand entrance. The outside looks majestic. Wow, well, this place is definitely just inviting and wants to invite you in. I can't be mad at that. But all right, y'all, it's been a real one. And y'all, I really appreciate y'all. Hope you keep joining me on these rides. We're gonna keep doing this thing. And I'll see y'all next week. Can't say I didn't tell y'all so.